Hey everybody, welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor for VectorVest, still at home, but that's all right. That's not going to stop me from doing what I need to do. So I want to make sure I'm getting you guys on YouTube. There we are. So I can see myself on YouTube. Okay, good. It's just a little bit of a delay. In case you haven't seen already, I love that I've got the mobile app sitting right behind me. Patrick France comes on every Thursday at 11 o'clock, talks about how to use the mobile app. If you don't also realize that as a subscriber to the VectorVest system, you automatically get the app free. Everybody has access to the app. So don't forget to tune in every Thursday at 11 o'clock. Lee says, looks like there could have been a jailbreak in VV Nation. Did they go somewhere? Who said that? Hi, Lou. If you can hear me, by all means, chat in the room, let me know. Chat in the room, let me know that you can, one, hear me, and two, where you're tuning in from. All right? Always like to engage with you as I first come on. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We always need the subscribers to grow our channel. And especially if you like the content, make sure you stick around. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the content. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be alerted to when new stuff comes out as well. All right, so with that, Michael can hear me in Texas. What's the weather like in Texas? Nart is here from North Carolina, and it's just been cold here in North Carolina. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Somebody else is in here from Charlotte. Farron, there you go. Waterloo, Canada. Austin, Texas. Good afternoon to you too, Stephen. I can hear you in Florida. Oh, the people in Florida, especially South Florida. I know you living it up. Quebec, Canada is cold. Arkansas or Arkansas is cold. Minnesota is cold. Man, all these cold places, but all these Florida people, all these Texas people, all these Southern California people, gotta love it. Cleveland, how about that? How about you? If you're Cleveland, how about the Cincinnati Bengals? How about the Super Bowl? Joey, did you watch it? Watch both games? It was good. I think it's gonna be a decent Super Bowl. I think I know it was. They were up 21-3 or something like that. They gave it away. That was Kansas. That was all on them. That was all on them. But Joe Burrow, man, he seems to be the real deal. He might be the real deal for Cincinnati, and so I think a whole new host of new quarterbacks are coming out in the NFL. Tom is gone, Ben is gone. Um, who's the dude in New Orleans? He's gone. Yeah. So people are. This is going to usher in the whole new era of quarterbacks in the NFL. I think it's going to be exciting football. But Super Bowl is set. Couple of weeks. Get ready to rock and roll. And I need to find. There's a couple of gaming stocks that are out there. You got the Caesars app, you've got the MGM app, and I'm wondering if some of these apps getting into Super Bowl, they're going to get a lot of looking. They got a lot. Those may be some plays. Mark that on your list. Those could be a couple of really good plays coming into the Super Bowl on some of these gaming apps because a lot of people are going to be gaming on those or betting on those. So say again. DraftKings is another one, man. So I think that I might have to do a video on that before the Super Bowl. What do you think, Joey? I'm thinking we might have to do a video on that. Those could be great opportunities coming up to the Super Bowl. All right. With all of that being said, what do we do here on Midday Market? This is what we look at what's going on today. It's unlike what we do like in the Jockey Club, which is our day trading room, or on a lot of other things that we do on YouTube. Midday Market is all about what's going on today. January 31st, 2022. You're here, and we get to see what stocks are moving the market today. We get to see where money is going today. And I give you some ideas of what to look for and how to find stocks to take advantage of the current market conditions. So Joey, put me in on the homepage right now. I'm going to look at overall what's going on in the market from the VectorVest system. And the VectorVest system is what it's all about. If you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest system, we always give our YouTubers an opportunity to get in at a steal of a deal, 99 cents for 30 days. If you go to www.vectorvest.com/YT for YouTube, you get access to the analysis that I'm going to be doing today. Just think about that, 99 cents for 30 days to do what I'm getting ready to do. And it starts from the home page because market timing is key. Say again? The link is also in the description. Thank you, Joey. Joey is hosting. We're not at, because I'm not at work, I'm not hosting from my own computer. I'm hosting from Joey's computer. So he and I are talking back and forth. I have control, but he's got a little bit more control. So he's talking back and forth to me. It's like having him in my ear, except for I can hear him. You guys can't hear, but I can hear him. So if he cusses at me, I will play that high so you can hear him say bad words to me, because he does it all the time. I don't know why. It sometimes hurts my feelings. But anyway, so the homepage is ideally suited to really give you a picture as to what's going on. And for those people who are subscribers to the software, look at what we got today, folks. We got a green light in the color guard pricing column. We're looking at the advance to decline of all of the stocks that we track, which is over 9,000 stocks. Look at the move up. So I'm sure that many of you out there are in here saying, is it time to go bottom fishing? So what I'm going to tell you is that looks like today, all of the major indices are up today. The biggest movers are NASDAQ, and earnings this week for tech stocks are going to be huge. There's a lot of tech stocks or NASDAQ stocks reporting this week. We're going to look at some of those. I've got a watch list of some of the most important ones to keep your eyes on. But the tech stocks are on a tear. Why? Because those are the stocks that have been beaten up the most as the market has pulled back. And now, are you ready to start to go rock and rolling and start to bottom fish? I'm going to tell you this. You want to make sure that the market is showing you that it stopped going down and starts going up. That's when a market bottoms. And hopefully you guys saw the video that I put out on Friday, which talked about what's really going on, looking at inflation, looking at the economy, and looking at stocks, and putting things into perspective to have a better understanding of what's going on. I actually got an email from somebody. I got an email somebody saying, well, you need to keep politics out of your videos. And I responded, I was like, yo, the Fed does what the Fed does. It's got nothing to do with politics. Everybody in this room, how many people in this room feel that I do a good job of keeping politics out of my analysis? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you don't think that I or think that I don't do a good job keeping politics out of my analysis? Type a 2 in the room. I'm very careful. I'm very interested in knowing I am not one of those YouTubers that has an agenda and try to pass things over to you. I'm an educator. And from an education perspective, I want you guys to know what's going on so that you can make decisions, not follow what I do or anything like that. So yes, I am. Joey, do you consider me an influencer on YouTube? I am a content provider on YouTube, and look at that. I got nobody typing a 2 in the room. Nobody. And that's important. That's important. All right. So my video was talking about what the Fed's job is, and someone took it as some semblance of politics. And I was like, well, yeah, that's not the case. That's not how I roll. So I'm glad. I am really glad to see that I do come across to you guys as not putting for not putting politics in here. So Roger says, so you're not pulling your stuff from Spotify. That's another story in and of itself. Got nothing to do with me. Got nothing to do with me. So no, I am not, and I am not taking my talents to someplace else. All right. So I want that to be known. When did haters go away? You are true to your craft. The nation knows what's up. So thank you so much for that. If I ever get to a point where I start putting politics into something, somebody call me out on it for real. All right. So and we lost the green light. We lost the green light. So when I'm looking at a day like today, the volatility back and forth between green and yellow and green and yellow, the market may not still be ready for bottom fishing, but even in our guidance, we're letting you know to get your lists ready because we are looking for a bottom, and the market can look for a bottom for as long as it wants to look. In VV Nation, if Jay, you're here, in VV Nation, on our Facebook page, someone says, all right, so what are we going to do today? My comment right back was, going to let the market come to us. Just because you think that the market, and you know that the market's looking for a bottom, just because you say, all right, boom, it's time to go, doesn't always mean it's boom, it's time to go. Let the market come to you. So as I look at the advance and decline of all of the stocks that we have tracking from 9:30 this morning, the market's definitely moving higher. It's gaining momentum. But that green light, and I'm looking for a primary wave up in the trend column. If those things are not happening, I'm not ready to bottom fish yet. My lists are still sitting and I'm still ready, but let the market tell you when it's the time to go. All right. So as I look at the homepage, all of the major indices are up. The top sectors, what's the biggest mover? ETFs is the biggest mover today. Let's right click on that. Let's go view the stocks in that business sector. Let's go see what's moving as a possibility of something to take a look at, right? So I'm looking at this sector moving up today. I'm going to sort all of these stocks by percent price change. I'm going to start off right away. So this is where money is going from today's sector. Wow. Some of these stocks are low dollar stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a sector, that's moving today. Here's the stocks that are moving up the most today in that sector. Let's right click. Let's try it again. Let's right click, view the stock graph. And because this is midday market, let's put these on to, did that maximize already? Joey, if that did, put me on a 3-month graph. Yeah, 3-month. Let's go look at these. All right, so it's a sector where money is going today. We looked at the stocks within the sector, and we're going to look at the top few that are moving up the most today as possible opportunities of stocks to get in. Now, keep in mind, I'm not ready to bottom fish yet, but I am okay with the market moving up today to consider some trades. Is that 3 months? Good golly, Miss Molly, that looks like UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. That's ugly. That's ugly. Now, it's moving up today. Something tells me it's probably news-driven. I'm not going to check. It's probably news-driven. And I'm not going to tell you that it's okay to buy that one today. Now, this one could be setting up. ETF's foreign country. I like the bounce off of this level of support. I like the possibility of the 3 and the 8 about to cross. I like the volume on this. And this might be a shorter term trade, trading at 12.41. I probably have a level of $14 or some change as a level of resistance. But look at the nice open candle. Look at the nice volume. I like that. That's a possibility of something that I will take. What else is in here? SKYU. I do like the nice gap up, open candle. Volume is, but I would like to see the 3-8 cross before I'm ready to buy that. Ooh, Fang Yu. Somebody said Fang Yu. There you go, Jay. Fang Yu. Look at this, forming a nice level of support. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed yet. Like the volume, like the rising volume, like the open candle. I would definitely look for the 3 and the 8 to cross, but that's setting up. So, Jay, as a stock that I would love to keep on my list, this is a stock that I would definitely keep on my list. Good call, Jay. But I like that it's coming off of a bottom. It's leveling out. The 3-8, I really just need the 3 and the 8 to cross. We're not able to see volume. It's because my big head's in the way. That's because, Joey, take my big head off the way. I do like the Feng Yu trade. I really would like for the 3-8 to cross first, but it's setting up nicely. The 3-8 is setting up nicely on this. So now you're able to see, Joe. There you go. And Joe says, yes, he said I had a big head. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Lou says, Glenn, 2 hours, those does not make a day like, or signal. I'm not sure what you're asking, my friend, and I apologize for that. All right, so Joey, you can actually, I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to close out of the graphs. Please don't close out of the system. Okay, holy, let's go see. I see it on the, there we go. My screen is taking a little bit of time. I saw it on my YouTube chat first. That was interesting. All right, so just getting in to looking at the home page, I like the idea of just looking at some of the best sectors on the home page, where the money is going today, and it was in ETFs, and being able to drill down to see what's going on. Look at that, though. Stocks are going up today. Look at my advanced decliners from the prior day's close. A lot more stocks going up than going down. And in regards to that, let's start talking about that. Let's go to the Viewers tab. And we always start off by looking at what indices are rocking and rolling. Now, the VIX is down today. That's great. The VIX is the volatility on the S&P 500, and the VIX is down today. That bodes well for a good update in the market. Look at the IWM. The low dollar stocks are nicely up today, about 1.9%. And then we go to my fourth thingy. Did I not reset it up again? I didn't. All right, so let's go do that. We're going to look at the Dow Jones, the DJI, comma, the SPY, comma, the IXIC, comma, the VVC. All right, so I'm going to look at the four main indices. We're going to put this on to intraday 5-minute bars. But because we have 4 stocks in here, we're going to go to my quad thingy over here. Go down and highlight all 4 boxes. And let's look at all 4 of them on the screen at one time. All right. We've got, say again? Okay, go ahead. Joey's going to turn my camera off so we can see all the screens. There we go. All right. So the cool thing about what we do here again on Midday Market is we want to see what's going on with the other indices and get a better feel as to what's going on. Let's go put all of these on Dateline because now I can zoom in. We're looking at intraday 5-minute bars on all of the indices. There's on the Dow, there's on the NASDAQ, there's on the S&P 500, and there's on the VVC. See how strong the VVC is today? And remember, the VVC tracks 9,000 stocks. Now, the IXIC, I don't have a volume on it, but on the Dow, the spiders, and the VectorVest composite, I do. Everything is moving higher. All right, and for the most part, we're all of the indexes are moving from the bottom left to the top right. They all gapped up today, but none of the gaps were filled. And on 5-minute bars, all of the graphs are moving higher. This bodes well for a good update in the market, and it's okay to think about playing some stocks to the upside. But you're going to have to watch the graphs of these stocks as you trade them. If the market is not full-blown taking off, rocking and rolling, just be careful. All right, today is one of those days that you just don't back up the truck, but you can dip your toe in the water. All right, think about that. You can dip your toe in the water, but don't give it all away just in case the market is not ready to take off. We don't know that. We don't know that, and I don't want you to hurt yourselves, but I need to take advantage, and that's why you dip your toe in the water today. So those are the main indices and what's going on right now. Let's go back to the Viewers tab. I can't see where the view, there it is, the Viewers tab. So those are the major indices and what's going on. All right. And let's go to my next way of trying to find some stocks. Stocks that are making big news today. All right. And that should pop up in a moment. For some reason, it didn't pop up yet. Hold on. Let me just go to another one. And let's go back to big news. There we go. Big news. My big news one doesn't want to show up. That's interesting. Those are, huh? No, that's not the big news one. That's still showing, that's earnings for the week. That's interesting. All right, so there's my indices. All right, So it what it did is it messed up one of my portfolio. I didn't want him to do it then. Gosh. Okay. Anyway, so here's my big news. Take me to my stories. Dang it. I might just have to build another watch list real quick. Take me to my stories. There's 5 stocks that caught my attention today. And this is a big story. The FAA allows AT&T and Verizon to use more towers for 5G. There's been going back and forth with these main companies releasing or getting into 5G because it affects airlines and the instruments within the airplanes. So they've been asking for AT&T and Verizon to cut back. And now the FAA allows AT&T and Verizon to use more towers for 5G service. I think that's important, especially for those stocks. All right, so that came out today. Another story. No, Joey. Actually, go ahead. Go ahead while I'm doing this. Go ahead. Here's another good story. Boeing, man, just keeps getting good news after good news after good news. Allegiant, they've got a deal with Allegiant for some planes, for I think like 50 planes. They're restarting up sales to China, which is going to be big for them. Another story I did last week, I don't remember what it was, but it was still a good Boeing story. And now Boeing wins a Qatar freighter deal to be signed on Monday, which is today. So Boeing is picking up more stuff that could help them in the aerospace and defense space. So Boeing is a stock to keep your eyes on, and I think that they are recovering it, not fully recovering, but they are recovering from the 737 debacle with the crashes. So I think that they've done their due diligence. They've done their work to get the planes to where they need to be to start to sell them again, because this was big for them. This whole airline was a big thing for them, and now they're getting back. So I'm thinking that this may have some credence as a stock to consider to buy. All right, and yes, AT&T does pay a good dividend. I have just recently switched over to AT&T, my wife and I. We moved from T-Mobile. The service is much better, all right? So in case anybody's saying if I'm pushing my own agenda, I'm just telling you the truth. So that's all I got to say about that. And just like that, the rain stopped. All right, so next story. BlackBerry sells patents related to mobile devices messaging for $600 million. You know, they pulled their phone. They pulled their phone out of the market. You know, and think about it. Prior to Apple, they were the cat's meow. Everybody who was important had a BlackBerry. They had the little BlackBerry with the little ball in the middle. How many of you had BlackBerry phones and was super important? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you had BlackBerries? How many of you never had a BlackBerry phone? Type a 2 in the room. I would type a 2. I ain't never had a BlackBerry phone. But remember back in the day when the BlackBerry was the cat's meow and everybody had one? And, you know, Apple came in and just took that from them. You know, BlackBerry should have been the smartphone leader for years to come, but it just didn't happen. So as you know, they pulled, you know, the legendary phone away, and now they're selling the patents. That's a lot of money worth of patents right there. So I think that that's a good story as well. A lot of you typing in 2 in the room. A lot of you never had a BlackBerry. Again, I was one of them. Joey, did you ever have a BlackBerry? You typed, oh, you did type a 2 in the room. Yeah, I didn't have BlackBerry either. But I think that this was a good story to put out there. That's going to bring a lot of revenue into their pockets, right? $600 million is a lot of money. $600 million is a lot of money. All right, here's another story. Citrix to go private in a deal valued $16.5 billion, including debt. So I need to look at that from my metaverse watch lists. I need to know if they're in that metaverse, because if they're going to go private, the stock's going to go away. But Citrix is a name that's been around for a long time, so it's not a fly-by-night company. But this is a big deal. This is also a big deal. They're getting bought, and they're going to be taken off the market. They're going to go private. So And again, if that happens, the stock goes away. And again, if it's in any, and I'm wondering if it's in any of my metaverse, I got to go check that out and get that out of there. All right. And last, oil. Oil's been rocking and rolling. Oil forward curves signal tight market, supporting price rally. Oil is still in demand, and the main people that have it are OPEC, Russia. We've got it too. All right, we've got our own reserves. A couple of weeks ago, we came up with some, hey, we got some extra oil. I ain't buying that. I know we got reserves, and it wasn't that we tapped into the reserves. It was a surplus. It was a surplus. But nonetheless, through all of this pullback in the market, petroleum stocks have been what's been rocking. It has been what's rocking, and it still is. It's pulling back a little bit, but overall, it's the petroleum stocks. And you know something? We found that early as the market was going down, because every time we did a midday market or a trending Thursday, I always keep you on top of what sectors are trending. And that came up week after week after week. And folks, if you're new and you still, you're new, again, first, one, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But two, this is why you're here. All right, whether it's on midday market or it's trending Thursday, this is the reason why you want ideas, you want understanding, you want clarity. All of those things are being provided for you here on our channel. And Patrick does a great job with the videos that he puts out, as well as the mobile training. Let me tell you something. I want you to see this. All right, I'm putting this up there. This whole mobile app is amazing. It is amazing. And what you can do on the road while you're out and about. I have alerts set up in this thing for specific stocks throughout the day that the desktop doesn't give me. I've got alerts that when stocks hit specific price points, it'll send me an alert, and then I can go place a trade. That way I don't have to watch it all day long. Folks, you want to learn more about the mobile app, again, every Thursday at 11, come to check out Patrick. But if you are a subscriber to the VectorVest system, for 99 cents, you get access to that mobile app, folks. You get access to that, and it's free. There's no additional charge for that. That is absolutely free. 99 cents gets you the desktop and access to the mobile. That alerting functionality is freaking amazing. It really, really is amazing. And even when I'm doing work, for these live streams, that app is running in the background and it's letting me know, popping off. I keep a watch list of a hit list of stocks. And when they hit specific price points, it sends me an alert, folks. It sends me an alert. So just putting that out there. So those are all my main stories for today. Those were the stocks, but that watch list is acting up. It's okay. It's all right. I at least wanted you to see the stocks that were making the news today. Put me back in the 7, Joey. All right, so I'm putting that out there. It's okay whether whether we have the watch list or not. At least we've got the news and the stocks that I'm looking at. Let's go to Watchlist Viewer. I'll go here. Let's go see big news. And let's go see if the stocks show up. Joey restarted. Thank you, Joey. But there's for oil, USO, AT&T, Verizon, Citrix, Boeing, and BlackBerry. So I put all of those stocks into a watch list. Let's sort these by the stocks that are moving up the most. And let's go. Say again? Oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's go to layout. Let me make this a little bigger for you. Let's go put this on like 18. Oh, yeah, gonna be big right there. Yeah, that's my southern accent. Gonna be big right there. Ooh. Hey, it took out the double symbol thing. There it is. That should be bigger for everybody to see now. All right, let's go. Huh? I'm gonna go look at the graphs real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the ones that are moving up the most out of those stories. All right, let's right click. Let's view the stock graph. All right, put me on 3-month graph, Joey. Actually, no. Let's leave these on the 5-minute intraday 5-minute bars. I'm gonna leave it there. All right, And let's go put this into the fourth thingy. So these are the top 4 out of the stories. These are the top 4 that are moving up today. All right, come on. Highlight it. There we go. Wow. Look, huh? Okay. Look at AT&T, man. So this is the beautiful thing about looking at the stories and then looking at the stories, look at the stocks behind them. I'm telling you, Boeing is a stock for you to keep your eyes on. Look at the story. Look at what it did. It pulled back, found a level of support. I'd like to see it take out the high. AT&T today is sitting at today's highs. BlackBerry selling off their patents. I don't know what more still happens with BlackBerry from this point, especially, and I'm wondering if they're going to pivot to something else. They're going to have to if they're going to stay in business, right? USO, the oil actually was under some selling pressure today, but now moving back up. Watch the volume. Excuse me, but AT&T I like, Boeing I like. BlackBerry, I think, is just a recipient of the news of selling the patents. And the oil, I think, is still going to keep rocking and rolling. All right. So let's go close out of the graph. Anybody got any questions? All right. Anybody got any questions? Let's go look at earnings this week. Oh, man, there's a lot of stocks. There's a lot of stocks that are doing a lot of earnings this week. So I'm looking at the top 30 names that I know. That's what I did. I didn't want to have stocks that we didn't know about. So, because there's so many stocks reporting this week. And my best answer when anybody says, well, which ones of these should I hold during earnings? I'm always going to say, sort the whole list. There's 30 stocks in here. I'm going to sort the list by relative safety. The stocks that have the best relative safety are the stocks that are going to have the highest probability of meeting or exceeding their earnings. Okay. Now, the other side of that is that it's going to be forward guidance that dictates whether the stock's price goes up or goes down. I've got no indicator about forward guidance. Okay. I got no indicator about forward guidance. But when I look at their relative safeties, I can say that these are the stocks that have the highest possible probability of going up. Let me go see what the layout is again. What's my number at? I'm at 18. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Cancel. All right, so I'm going to highlight the top 4 by relative safety. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all of these other stocks that have earnings that are coming out are not worthy of being looked at. What I am saying is from the possibility, if you own any of these stocks, I'm looking at the safest stocks in the list. Does everybody in the room understand that? Type a 1 in the room if you understand, type a 2 in the room if you don't. What I'm looking at out of these 30 stocks are the stocks in this list that have the higher probability of meeting or exceeding their earnings expectations. That's all. So if I see a stock in here and you're like, well, what about this one? What about this one? I only got X amount of time here. So I'm looking at segmenting the list to the ones that have the highest probability of meeting or exceeding earnings. All right. So I wanted to put that out there. Let's go look at now. These I want on a 3-month graph. All right. These I want on a 3-month graph, Joey, because these are earnings that are coming out this week. So, okay, sure. How can I access the VectorVest homepage? So you need to have VectorVest. All right. That's without the home, and without having the VectorVest system, you can't get to the homepage. So again, I've been offering to all of our YouTubers 99-cent trial to the software, to the system that gives you access to the homepage, www.vectorvest.com/UT, and it is in the description. Buy a put or put spreads to protect some of your stocks during earnings. Now that's another way. Now, if you own some of these stocks, what I'm going through is just showing you by way of the relative safety, the probability they're going to meet or exceed earnings. There's a couple of things to do. If you don't own the stock at all, you could do something called a straddle, where you buy a call and you buy a put. No matter which direction the stock goes, you have an opportunity to make money. Or if it's a stock that you already own, you can buy a protective put, or if you don't want to take money out of pocket, you can sell a covered call against that stock as well. So there's a lot of different things to do. But Jay, from a simplistic standpoint, all I really want to do is just say from simply looking at the relative safety. All right, looking at the relative safety. Joseph says, I have the mobile. If you have the mobile, that homepage pretty much looks like this. All right, it's going to be a little different. The mobile doesn't have that same homepage that the desktop has. There's a differentiation between the two. So on this, and Patrick talks about this every Thursday at 11, I got the opportunity to look at what's going on but it doesn't look like the desktop. They are two separate items. All right, so hopefully that answers your question. They are two separate things. They are two separate things. Say again? David Bernardo. Let me go find out. Pull back today. David says, we can't get a green light in the price column for the next 3 days. Right, because we're going to be working off of red lights. So no matter what, the market can go up on a week-over-week basis, but we won't have a green light. But if the market goes up, we get the primary wave, David. The primary wave is what's important. The green light is in addition to the primary wave. Does that make sense, David? All right, but yeah, we're working off of a lot of red lights now, so it's going to take a minute. All right, so do we need to see volume? Volume is important. You know why? Because volume is conviction. So I like that Fortnite is going into earnings this week. Nice up day. Earnings hasn't happened yet. Nice up day. I'd like to see volume coming up. That gives me more of a better feeling going into earnings, Joe. But I do like the upward move on it already. What else? Google. Well, we know that, relative value is probably high on this. Ooh, I don't need all of that. Let's move that over. Did it move? I don't know. Joey, can you squeeze that over a little bit? Relative value, the upside is there. Relative safety is there on Google. I like the upside potential on Google. I do like the safety on Google. So it is, I need that to go away. There we go. All right, let's go to the next stock. Now. ODFL, again, coming into earnings. Look at that nice bounce coming off support. Coming into earnings, volume is got a lot of trading day left. I like the upward move coming into earnings. I would really like to see the 3 and the 8 cross. And what else? Wow, Facebook, look at that. Look at that. Nice open day. The 3 and 8 haven't crossed yet, but looks like they might really quickly. There's the relative safety. All right, so in regards to these stocks that are in my list, there's 30 of them. In regards to that, I sorted them by relative safety to see which ones had the best probability of going up. All right, let's go talk about some of the fastest sectors. All right, in the Unisearch tool, I use the Unisearch tool and I go to Delta Search's sectors. And I go to look at what sectors are moving up the most. Let's go take a look at the top 5. All right. How many of you think that petroleum is still the best sector right now? Type of 1 in the room. Before I run the search, how many of you still think that petroleum is still the best sector out there? We'll see. I was supposed to have been drinking this coffee. Joey, why didn't you remind me to drink my coffee? Joey, why didn't you remind me to breathe? To breathe. All right. So I see a lot of you still think that petroleum is the best sector. Let's go find out. I'm going to go run it 10-day RT Delta. Top 5. Let's go see what the fastest sector is. Oh, look at that, folks. It's not. It is container. And look at that. Petroleum is not in the top 5 over the last 2 weeks. Ta-da! Hold on. Somebody says, yes, it is. I'm streaming. This is as of right now, 10-day RT Delta sectors. I got container, software, utility, market, and home. Where do you say it is? Unless y'all are seeing something different than I'm seeing, and I am streaming as of 12:40, it ain't there. It ain't there. It's top of the homepage. No. The homepage is showing you the top 5 sectors. What I've done, see, what you saw there are what we call the high risers, actually just the top sectors. What I've done is shown you what we call the movers and the shakers. Over the last 10 days, folks, these are the sectors that are moving. Does that now make sense? If that makes sense to everybody in the room, type a 1. What I did was to show you what sectors were moving over the last 2 weeks. Does that make sense? There's a difference between what I've shown here and what's on the home page. That's some of the power behind the system right there, folks. I can always show you the top sectors in the system at any time. This gives a little bit more to show you what's moving over the last 2 weeks, and it's container. So there we go. Let's go take a look. Let's right-click on container. Let's view the stocks in the business sectors. And again, that's what midday market is all about, to get you on top of what's moving. That's what Trending Thursday is all about, to get you on what's moving. But the ones on the homepage are sorted by RT. Yes, they are, because those are the fastest moving sectors right now. What I've done is shown you what's moving over the last 2 weeks. So there's a difference. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5 sectors. What I've shown you is what's moving from down here up. That's what a delta does. Does that make sense, Julian? That's what a delta does. It tells me what's starting to move down here on its way up. All right. How did you get that in Unisearch? Manju, what I went to was Delta Search's sectors, and I did a 10-day RT delta. I did a 10-day RT, and it is static versus dynamic. There you go. That's probably a good way of looking at it. The top 5 sectors by RT are the top 5 moving sectors right now. That's static. What I've done is a 10-day RT delta, showing you what's moving up into the beginning. What is the difference between the DEW and the primary wave? They're 2 different timing signals. One is a little faster than the other. The primary wave is a faster timing signal than the DEW. All right, so let's go take a look. There's 20 stocks in here. Let's go take a look at the fastest moving ones. Or the ones that are moving up the most today. That's what midday market is all about. Let's right click, view the stock graph. Let's go put this on the 4 thingy. These are on 5-minute bars. I'm not a big fan. I can't even see what it says. Let's move all of these over. You got to take my picture off, homie. I'm not a big fan of NTIC. It may be moving, but there's not a lot of volume in there. All right, Loop is moving. It's got more volume, but not a ton of volume. The only one that's got some real volume behind it is AMBP. AMBP. I don't even know what it is, but it's in the container space. The container space has moved up nicely over the last 2 weeks, and it's the one that's got the most volume to it. All right. So if nothing else, and Ropeto, being a rookie is an awesome thing. My same search includes petroleum. Now, I'm not sure why, unless I'm getting, hold on, let's cross that off. Let's close that out. Unless I'm getting something that ain't right. Remember, I did a 10-day RT delta, not price delta, Ropeto. I did a 10-day RT delta, not price delta. Let's go do a 10-day price delta. Let me see if petroleum is up there. That the difference is between RT and price. Price means that's a price move from over the last 10 days. RT delta is the change in relative timing. a change in relative timing. Rope toe, does that make sense? So it was an RT delta I did, not a price delta. I might search so there's something. In con, that's the same thing. I did a 10-day RT delta, not a price delta. You said 10-day RT delta here, and I'm running this again. Make sure you're streaming. Again, this is at today, 12:45, 1, 2. Now it shows me. It just came up. Joey, was that wasn't there a minute ago, was it? It wasn't, but now as we're looking to, it can change throughout the day. This is midday market stuff. It wasn't up there when we first looked at it. It wasn't up there when we first looked at it. Now it is. And this can change all throughout the day. I can keep running this all throughout the day, and it can change, folks. That's the power of having real-time data. All right, does everybody see that? All right, does everybody see that? Should we be buying stocks now that the green light is present? Oh, so talking about that, we saw the green light earlier. We saw the green light earlier, David, and then what happened? It went away. So I like the idea, the stocks that we talked about today, I think may be a good opportunity to dip your toe in the water. I'm not feeling really warm and fuzzy about jumping full on board. So to answer your question, David, I would think about maybe a couple of stocks to consider. You should already have your bottom fishing watch list set to the side, waiting for a real bottom fishing opportunity. But on a day like today where the market is moving up, I'm not going to tell you not to buy stocks today. Just be specific, be really choosy and picky about which ones you buy. Does that make sense? All right, so we'll see. The primary wave is up, and even after the next 3 days, we won't be able to get a green light. All I'm really looking for is a primary wave up, and we have it. It means the market's moved higher on a week-over-week basis. All right, let's go back to the viewers tab. In industry ETFs, what I like about this watch list is it helps me to see where the money is going today. I've got ETFs that cover the full gambit of everything. All right, whether it's the 600, the spiders, the industrials, real estate materials, utilities, gas, oil, gold, all of that. And I like this list so that at any point in time throughout the day, I can see where the money is going. I'm going to sort this by percent price change. All right, money today is going into natural gas, almost up 3% today. There's copper, there's the SBI, small cap, again, on a good up day, small caps is a good place to put money, utilities, and then where's the money not going? Not going to gold. That's good. That's good to see. And it's not going into consumer staples. And it's really not going into healthcare stocks. Can you help with bottom fishing searches? Mind you, we've got a whole list of bottom fishing searches. If you go to the Unisearch tool and go to searches bottom fishing, as a matter of fact, now that you brought that up, I got you. All right, let's go back to the viewers tab. I got nothing that I built on the fly today, but just, again, to give you an idea of where money is going today, looks like money is going in natural gas nonetheless. Speculative plays. Every week in midday market, I always give you some stocks to keep your eyes on from a speculative position. This should be a much, 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 much smaller portion of your portfolio. How many of you do have a speculative portion of your portfolio? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you do have a speculative portion of your portfolio that you deal with? Type of 1 in the room. And that's specifically what these stocks are for. These are not your retirement stocks. These are not your swing trade stocks. These are specifically for day trades, possibly to keep onto a watch list. All right, that's what this is for. How many of you don't play the speculative space at all? Type of 2. How many of you don't like even thinking about playing the speculative space at all? Type of 2 in the room. And you know something? That's all right too. Some of you are not built for that. I didn't get back into XROF right now. I'm out of XROF, and somebody says to me, "Oh, you got out of it before the lawsuits came. What did you know?" I didn't know nothing. I just knew that it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. I got out of my AMC and GME, just to let you know, for transparency. I just got back into my AMC and GME today. They were setting up, and I'm not gonna let them take the losses that I did previously. I get tired of that. I teach you guys better than that, and I need to eat my own cooking when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So I did, for transparency, I am back in AMC and GME, but I've got tight stops on them. If a low RT trending higher for 10 days, it will show up, but not for the best sector. So Lou, if I'm looking at a stock that's got a low RT, it's going to take a time. The sector may take a time before it gets into the best sectors. It's going to take time. All right, but I can use that low sector that's trending higher to give me a heads up that as it's trending higher, I can get on board before it becomes one of the top sectors. That's what bottom fishing is all about. To catch a stock or to catch a sector or an industry that has been beaten up, where the RT is starting to trend higher. And now that it's trending higher, I can jump on board before it becomes the top stock, the top sector, the top industry. All right, steel is still rocking, Roger. New core is still going. Want to try safer short term, and you can, Manju. Look for turnaround and prudent search. You can do that as well. There's a lot of different things. I like that. MLV says too old to be speculative. I hear you. I totally hear you. All right, so here's my speculative plays. Let's go sort these by percentage price change. Kala. Look at that move on some of these stocks today. Now, I'm going to tell you why I like them. And a lot of it happens to deal with the setup. All right, a lot of them happens to do it. Now, put these on the 3-month graphs for me, Joey, please. Now, because these are speculative plays, I want to look at setups. So, Manju, remember you just talked about low RT stocks, and as they're moving, how about Kala? Look how the stock is gap down, never faded the gap to the upside. This is a setup. Look at the 3 and the 8. Look at the volume. That's why it's a speculative play. Does that make sense? Who asked me that? Does that make sense, Lou? This is a setup, but it's a speculative play because I ain't got a whole lot around it, but I've got the 3-8 and good volume. That gives me something to hang my hat on. Does that make sense? And actually, not just to Lou, because that was a great question about low trending RT. About lower trending RT, but look at that move. That's awesome. Wow, we only got 66 likes. Hey, folks, if you like if you see some benefit in what we have been doing here for you, hit the like button. I thank you for that, Ebert. If you see some benefit, some opportunities, hit that like button, folks. All right. So I like Kala as a setup. That's why I have it as a speculative play. SFET, it's pulling back. I did like that when I was looking at it. It broke through a level of resistance, but it's pulled back. The 3-8 hasn't hit. The volume is there. I do like the volume. Just keep your eyes on it. Remember, these are speculative plays. Wow, look at EGY. That's a good looking stock. Nice new high today. Good volume. I like it as a speculative play. In that petroleum space that's still rocking and rolling. All right, still in that speculative place that's still rocking and rolling. And then IPA. Oh, hey, Joey, you might need to that's a beer. It's not really a beer. Anyway, I did like the 3-8 cross, but look at the selling pressure on it. I would wait on that. I like the volume. I do like the rising volume, but closed candle. All right. Again, these are just some speculative plays for you to keep in mind. Today's big movers. I always like to find the stocks that are just moving up today. I did get into FGI. I got burnt on it because it was rocking and rolling. I don't know if you traded any of these stocks in the Jockey Club this morning. Volume. Yes. I want to make sure I got volume on these stocks, Joe. Why? Because volume is conviction. Would you also analyze turnaround candidates as mentioned by Sandeep, please? I'll see. All right, because I'm going to do something from a bottom fishing perspective before we leave. All right, because I want you guys to get ready for it. So these are stocks that have been moving up nicely today. All right, these are stocks that have been moving up nicely today. How come they all didn't highlight? Let's try this again. They are. Here's my stocks that have been moving up nicely today. Let's view the stock graph. And let's go take this, put this on the fourth thingy, the quad thingy. Which ones do I like? FGI got me hurt. I got in earlier this morning, pulled back. I got smoked on it. ARVL, though. ARVL looks nice. Look at the volume on that. That's not a bad play. The stock has been trending higher all day. IINN is in a little bit of a channel. In Lordstown, ride. A little bit of a nice little move today. New highs coming off. But there it is. I see the stock moving higher, but I'm watching volume. I'm being careful with that intraday. That's on ride. But I do like ARVL. I do like ARVL. It's been solid all morning. It's been solid all morning and still challenging the highs for the day. I like the volume on it. If I'm looking at any of these hot movers today, I'm looking at ARVL. Again, I personally pulled the trigger on FGI. It just hurt me. Ride, I like the price action, but I'm not feeling the volume. I'm not feeling that volume. About to have a pullback in oil. And if that's the case, Mr. Moody, it is all what it is. We've had an opportunity to make some good money on it. All right, that's my pulmonologist calling. I can't talk to you right now. Sigh. My pulmonologist was calling me. All right, he's got to realize I'm doing midday market. Joey, make sure you tell my pulmonologist my schedule for stream, okay? All right. All right, so next is going to be about the Wall Street bet stocks. I always bring up the top 12 Wall Street bet stocks. How about AMC and GME are the top two? And look at all of the Wall Street bet stocks are all on the rise today. Tesla's in here, SoFi, Robinhood. Robinhood got some bad. They missed and they're losing people and da. So you know that they were talked about. But I just want you to see what they're all doing today by way of Wall Street bets. They're all up. They're all up today. And these are the top 12. So normally I do a special watch list of something today. Because the call has been coming in about bottom fishing, I will look at a couple of searches. One of them, where's turnaround candidates? I got to find it. Searches, prudent maybe. Turnaround candidates. There it is. So question came up about turnaround candidates. Is it a good bottom fishing type of a search? I like this search. This is a really good search for what it does. Relative safety at 1.25, relative timing above 1, so the stocks, or relative timing below 1. So the stocks are not in an uptrend, but they are safe stocks. Relative value at 1.25. So not only relative value at 1.25. These are all together from a prudent standpoint, good stocks, good upside potential, and good safety. And they've been beaten down because relative timing is below 1. So as I run this search, and it's sort of by VST descending, I like this search as good, solid stocks that have been beaten up because all of these RTs are below 1, but look at their relative values and relative safety. These are fundamentally sound stocks that have been beaten up. This is not a bad way to find stocks for bottom fishing. All right. So there's what you wanted to look at. Turnaround candidates. I like it as a great way to bottom fish with a little safety, to bottom fish with a good quality stock. All right. So from that perspective, but real quick, we've got a whole listing of stocks to take a look at from a bottom fishing perspective. Now, I'm going to go at this a couple of different ways. If you want to stay in a lot of the well-known stocks for bottom fishing, Then I would go say, look at the S&P 500 divided by RT. Stocks that are in the S&P 500 that have been beaten down. All right. Let's say you don't have a lot of money in the market and you're looking for low dollar stocks from a bottom fishing perspective. Then I'd go to the Russell 2000 divided by RT. Notice that the stocks prices in these are relatively low because it's the Russell 2000. If I run that search to only look at the top 5 stocks in there, look at this, lower dollar stocks that have been beaten up. Or again, I go back to a good quality of stock with the S&P 500 / RT. I run that search. These are good quality stocks that everybody knows about. Etsy, Enphase, C-Day, Penn, Betting, that have been beaten up. So I wanted to show you a couple of different ways from a bottom fishing perspective, depending on what your goals are, what your means are. All right. Can you show us how to find that on the software? I just did. You're talking about in here. This is a I keep saying that there's a difference in the two. And you want to learn more about that? Go see Patrick on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Ask that question. Let him take you through how to find those bottom fishing searches, Mr. Moody. All right. I'm just showing you how awesome it is, just keeping it here with me. But every Thursday at 11 o'clock, Patrick will specifically walk you through how to do what you're asking me. All right. That's what you want to do. Support him every Thursday at 11 o'clock. All right. I'm done. I'm right at 1 o'clock. I think I've covered everything I wanted to. I have done S&P 500 lowest RT stocks at lows. Do a quick test from the lows we had in March, and they took off like crazy. So again, John, my whole idea of opening up the bottom fishing searches was to show you different ways to accommodate what you're looking for from a bottom fishing perspective. Whether it's well-known stocks, whether it's low dollar stocks, you want the king of all bottom fishing searches, go to Jailbreak No Contras. Holy smokes, you can't go wrong with that. That's one of the best bottom fishing searches that we have in this system. Now, the dollar prices will range, but look at that. These are all beaten down stocks, and they're more speculative too because the relative values and the relative safeties are not in play. But sometimes when you're bottom fishing at the right time, speculative might be the way to make a lot of money. All right, may be a way to make a lot of money. All right, folks, I'm done. Thank you for being here today. If you haven't already, hit the like button, especially if it was well worth your time to be here. Number 2, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We bring this kind of content to you every Monday, every Thursday between Patrick and I. This is what we do, and it's not about us pushing any agenda at all. We want to educate you, and if that's what you want on a YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you saw and this was your first time passing through, hit the like button. All right, with all of that, folks, I'm done. Thank you guys for being here. I still got a lot of people in the room. I'm so appreciative of that. That means I kept your attention. That means I wasn't just blabbering on. Joey, I blab on a lot, don't I? Yeah, Joey says I blab on a lot. But as long as you're learning from it, that's all I want you to do. That's all I want you to do. I want you to learn. And if that's what you're here for, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. All right. With that, folks, I'm done. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu, Auf Wiedersehen, and Todd Scenes. Until the next time, folks. See ya.